curious. Really.
And hello, everybody. Welcome on in to our grand finals to the BOON1E Bowl for Season 5 for this Aurora Overwatch Clash Season 5. Of course, we tried the Guangdong Mag Tigers and the Shanghai Sayoris, the two undefeated teams of the conferences of the division of the season, so this should be a good one. I'll be your caster, BOON1E. Joining me today will be Corey. And I mean, Corey, we should have a pretty exciting game ahead of us. Both these teams, of course, still undefeated 8-0 throughout the entire season. They did have a bit of hiccups in the playoffs, both going to the Map 5, I believe, for their quarterfinals for the Crystal Corey and the Golden Falco, respectively. But now we're here, grand finals, best of 7. We should be in for the long one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you were. One sec. I don't know if everyone else saw the other games, but it was looking too close for comfort for both teams, like you said, Map 5. And, they were hyping up the undefeated aspect, but a lot of these are shaky wins. So I'm expecting this to be not that close, and I'm not sure who's going to win. But if you ask me, after the changes today, I'm going to lean towards the Tigers. Personally.
How would you see these changes coming in? We were all kind of expecting maybe some heavier, like Malga nerf, potentially a Pharah change, but we didn't really see too much in terms of kind of what these teams specialize in. We saw Ramatra get a bit of a change as well, which is the Guangdong Mag Tigers, but Guangdong, throughout the whole season, been a little more, I guess, flexible in their team composition selections, but the Sayoris have just a specialized team of it appears like 5 just players who are really good at what they like to play, and nothing really got changed for either side. So do you expect these changes to be a really big difference maker coming up here, or is it kind of just stick to our guns and it got us here, we'll see who comes out on top?
Yeah, I think the smart play would just be stick what you're doing, but maybe adapt it a little bit. Like, for example, I think the Magic Tigers should just know that Neptune's probably gonna try to play the Pharaoh here, and I think what they're trying to do here with Nepal as a pick is, Elko's a very, very good, capable hit scan. I mean, definitely one of the best in the league on the roll, and I think they're just trying to, with the Cassidy damage fall off nerf today, I think they're just trying to keep maps to like closer choke points, closer spaces. Like Nepal is really good at that. You're not really going to see the cast changes hitting on really any of those maps. And so just keeping that in mind, the patch notes today don't really affect either of these teams, I don't think, except for both tank players are just getting better, less killable and more damage. But I think just playing to your strengths, like you said, don't change it up. No reason to cook something up when the other. Obviously, they're both undefeated. Like, it definitely worked throughout the season, right? So just this is kind of just whoever is better, and we're gonna see who comes out on top.
I would like to know your personal kind of, I don't want to say like underdog, but perhaps like a sleeper pick for who could potentially be a game changer. We all know Elko, we all know Neptune, of course, but who else do you see on these teams that could be just kind of the huge difference maker that could lead to potentially a Ryan Boomer trophy or not being lifted above their heads today?
I'm gonna say Hardchar. I know the rest of their team has always performed well, including him. But I think with the changes towards the tanks today. I think it really comes down to finding who to prioritize, healing wise, Suzu, Immort wise, each fight, with DPS players and the other support specifically being a lot easier to kill now. It's going to be interesting seeing how that changes your outlook and your game plan going in as a flex support here. I know the rest of their team is. I'm not entirely sure how this team happened, but I think it's just a mix of off rolling with SR being lowered a little bit by the SR reset in season 9. But to me, the Tigers look much more well-rounded. No hate to War, but he is definitely very low on the sheet compared to the Tigers. I think their lowest player might be like Red Cactus at 3,300, right? So
you would be maybe Sonic Ronic is a little lower on support, but not by much, if anything.
Okay, so but basically their lowest is in Diamond versus Silver. So it's basically well-rounded versus top-heavy, and it's kind of like that's been a philosophy, two schools thinking-wise, clashing, especially in this league, over time. And I don't know about you, but usually the top-heavy team does not win out. It's usually the more well-rounded.
I don't think we're really able to talk on that, Corey, considering our first 2 seasons, our first 2 championships. But going in here, of course, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally here. The pinnacle of the season is upon us. The Shanghai Sayoris and Guangdong Tigers go on into our grand final, see who will be crowned a champion. We do have our Matra Mirror come out here in Nepal right away to begin with, but the Zenith versus Neptune in the sky as well on the Faras. We'll see which one gets the early pick. A bit of exchange here on the cooldowns from their Matras. We do have Neptune going a bit aggressive here through, a bit of a flank on the right-hand side. Looks like Zenith does spot him out, put some pressure on Yelko there to meet him as well. So we'll see if indeed the Guangdong Tigers go aggressive on this lead. Will force an early immortality field out of Real Dog as well. Big advantage coming in through here. Pneumonia falls low, falls down. And with the other Matra in this fight, it's going to be tough for Shanghai to bring this back. Neptune is still on this angle though. Elko goes a little too aggressive. They do finally shut down Neptune though. It looks like Guangdong are going to take our first control point here.
Yeah, you saw. I'm really intrigued to see both teams on Baptiste when they have a Pharah. I mean, you think they go Curie just for the ease of healing when they're in the air, but you saw it. That fight specifically, the immortality field kind of just made the difference, as well as noticing that Neptune was farther away. Like the Zenith was separated too, but he was closer to the other team than Neptune was, and then they took that fight win, opening up.
You definitely look at the beat disparity there, Hill. War about solid 20% ahead in terms of the ultimate chart, so it could be a big game changer. Neptune trying to force that point, but Zenith there to match. So now it's just our Matras kind of exchanging cooldowns here, but Pneumonia had to use their form first, and now Rick Cat just takes the ability to go aggressively. Fall first is going to be War. Hard chart with the window as well, puts some more pressure and forces out Shanghai again to retreat. And they seem to have really no answer for just a slow, kind of methodical player so far, Guangdong, as they have to wait for War to get back. And Zenith goes in aggressively here, going to exchange here. Could be punished potentially with the window from Real Dog, trying to do something, but here comes out the annihilation from Wreck Cactus, will plummet down some punches. And despite the chaos, Guangdong maintains control and built a higher percentage here on the point.
Yeah, I think that was a if I'm playing, I'll take that trade any day of the week. Especially getting the momentum going map 1 of the finals. You want to get that early percentage up, and that's what they did. I mean, they're not looking as good with the ults. 2 against 4 here, but
High News do get exchanged, but Elko goes down first to Neptune, going right over the top of his head and laying down that barrage. And now Pneumonia goes in deep with the big pummel punches and finds one. The cleanup is coming on through, and now 3 ults exchanged for 1 here on the side of the Shanghai Steelers, but a point flip is what they'll garner off that.
Yeah, I would like to see more discipline there from the Sayoris. I don't know if you needed all 3 ults there, especially the beat. I don't think anyone was really in any danger, but we'll see if they make them pay for that here. Wow. A
very aggressive push comes through here from Pneumonia. They do lose out on Neptune, though, in the process. Now Pneumonia falling low, forced to retreat. Immortality field cuts of Real Dog will keep the Red Matra alive in this fight. Red Cactus responds with Nemesis form of his own. And now looking at big advantage so far right now for Guangdong as the Vexus Storm comes on down 2 kills as well. Poke will find 1 for their troubles, but it's not for long as Pneumonia just trying to get something done on the backside here. But the point flipped on the Chaos now. It's last fight territory and no ulti for either side to speak of.
Yeah, Roadlog's off into the Kiri and Poke's off into the Tracer for the touch here. But I don't know if Neptune's even going to be able to get anything done. I think Zin's just like monitoring that, you know?
Goes down low, does get the touch. We do have Pneumonia as well. Back on the Doomfist, flying low in the backline, falls down to 0. Early window as well as immortality from Hard Char, but it's good enough for the process for the fight win to come on through, it appears. Real Dog on that Kiriko trying to do anything but a 1v5. Not long for the world. Elko takes himself out. And that's going to be your first point there going the way of Guangdong. And kind of like you were alluding to earlier, not too much of an actual fight there coming through.
Yeah, we see that. I don't think they really regrouped there, and that was good on the Tigers for keeping the pressure up, as well as forcing them to ult when they weren't supposed to. And I think you'll see that it could be like coming into play more here, as I think the Magic Tigers just have a lot more experience, like in a team setting. Obviously, the Sayoris have Riddle Dog and Neptune, but I think that'll be the difference. You have more experience, then you won't panic ult in certain situations, and you'll know what to do if the plan goes wrong, basically.
Both these opting for a symmetrical teleport to get them there faster, but if both these do it, never mind. Go with an early pick on a Neptune. Very steady with the Peacemaker there, finds off that Para, and now with War falling as well, they might turn this, but Pneumonia fall, and that's going to be doom for the first fight for Shanghai Sayoris and Corey. So far, they look lost.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was kind of exposed in the playoffs that if Neptune is picked first, or if he's just targeted too much, like the Sayoris don't really have much. Obviously when Neptune's performing, they're kind of unbeatable, but you're seeing them do a very good job containing that threat so far.
We do have a swap over here, big DPS switch here from the Shanghai Sayoris, but it's not going to bear fruit as Neptune again, first to fall. The first pick as War goes on through Sonic Run, it gets 2, but gets taken down by himself. Even top field from Real Dog will keep these even healthy for a couple more seconds, but not long for this world. And somehow Guangdong again picking off Neptune first, and that seems to be their game plan.
Yeah, I mean that you could see, when the Kiwis played the Sayoris, that was every fight that they picked Neptune first, I think they won. So it's really kind of a no-brainer on what to do here, and it's just up to the Sayoris if they can, counter that, maybe give them some more care. I don't know, but
Pneumonia does have this Annihilation coming up here very shortly. The point close to flipping, but a window comes through. Zinth in the back, though, will find 2! As well with the window from Hard Char, there's too much pressure for Shanghai to stand up against, and they are sent packing once again. And now it's last fight territory, and only 2 ults expended there from Guangdong.
yeah, I mean, going into this, you'd expect it to be opposite, right? You'd expect the Sayoris to have more discipline, with Neptune shot calling, but the Tigers are really impressing me. I know it's hard to be, impressed by an undefeated team, but they're really showing like how good they've prepped for this
Very
game.
aggressive play coming through, and it appears that they're going to get punished for that. As Pneumonia finds 2 with his own Annihilation, or catches spawns with their own, popping it, but not going to be long for this world. As the picks are coming here, but is, I believe, just Zinth here for Guangdong as Neptune finally comes alive there, cracks open the skull. Hardchar not long for and Pneumonia claiming the game is bugged, unfortunately. First day of a patch, Lamau XD.
I don't know. That could be just cope, but I think maybe they didn't fix the cooldown coming out of ult, perhaps, is what he's alluding to, I think.
High news exchange, but Elkos is bigger through the window, finds 2! And Shanghai gonna run right past any aggression from Guangdong, send them right back to spawn. And despite being down 60 or so%, they're looking much more better after that first fight win, getting some confidence under their belt. And now looking much stronger at trying to even up the percentage.
Yeah, I think that the Tigers just got to all in right now. Like, get your butt in there right now. Get May ulted. Don't do anything. Die, reset, If they do that, then they'll have the ult advantage for the last fight. And you know, we'll see what they do here.
Bit of a slick rotation though. Can't fight them on that side, but Elko is still waiting and catches Neptune peeking. They're gonna use the beat here in exchange for the Blizzard. Do they have it in? The beat from War comes as well. Immortality Field just gets taken down before Silent can escape. Immortality Field comes out for Real Dog a little later. Has the advantage here. No ults coming up here. Zenith close to this barrage. Hardchar with the window. Do they decide to invest it here? It's kind of last fight territory for both sides. Hardchar with the window will lay it on down and finds Real Dog. The exchange on supports here. Both supports gone for Shanghai. Neptune returns with a bit of vengeance in his belt. Takes down Elko, but a huge advantage on the point now with this win from Hardchar. Zenith goes over his top, but Neptune takes it. But Hardchar again with another pick. Immortality Field as well. Poke can't do anything. Can't do an ice block in time. And now, 9% counting, a desperate touch coming in from Real Dog on the Moira, but not long for this World's Warrior's return as well. Nowhere near the beat, just a frog in the slowing field, gets headshot and pummel punched. And Guangdong take our first map, 2-0.
Wow, I mean, you know, not to say I told you so, not you specifically, but just they kind of did exactly what I predicted, you know, keeping the fights very short, very close lanes. And I think Neptune just wasn't able to get much value, you know, with Elko getting a lot of shots off and Zenith performing very well as well. And I don't know. I mean, if you're the Sayoris, not to pick on them again, but your game plan the whole season has kind of been like let Neptune do his thing, right? And if he's no longer able to have the space, if he's not able to get those opening picks, you know, get that poke damage, chip damage in, then it could look disastrous for them going forward.
With that being said, they're going to have a bit of a break here to figure stuff out. We'll go to a quick map break. Don't go anywhere. The BOON1E Bowl continues right after this. And a quick map break for you folks, back with the BOON1E Bowl, ready for our second map here, which was selected by the Shanghai Sayoris, and they have gone the way of King's Row. Kind of a classic map here in Aurora esports especially, but after what we saw, the 8-0 Guangdong Magic Tigers appeared to have the Shanghai Stars 8-0 magic number, but it is still a map pick of the Guangdong Magic Tigers, so they had that kind of luxury here. But going into our second match at King's Row, you kind of expect a very similar looking game style for both teams here, and we saw how good it looked for Guangdong.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Guangdong, I don't think you need to change anything. You know, just I know it's a hot take here, but especially in Aurora, you know, if you win on a comp, keep playing the comp. And I don't know, I think I disagree with whatever they're showing here on Attacker. Obviously, they're not gonna, you know, lock those in, but I think you just need to, you know, try to force the Junker Queen mirror. I think Pneumonia is losing in the Ram mirror right now, like pretty hard. So
now I just want to say, Sidon did speak up a little bit that the Numbies won the first two maps and still lost the finals, but just saying you ain't got the GOAT on their side this time. I'm not there to swing the favor back on Servasa, but now going into King's Row, again, very similar looking squads here. Poke on the May, trying to put some more pressure potentially on the team, but Pneumonia first to get an open to pick there on the Sonic Rock, takes down that Lucio. A great start here for Shanghai as Neptune going to make his way through the hotel, looking to put some pressure on Zenith. Is there to meet them on the backside though. just playing the shield perfectly.
So
they can't
low.
find that. And the Cowboy differential is asserted. And somehow they flip that back after a disaster opening pick as Pneumonia's shield, which is played perfectly by Zinth there, getting damage on both sides.
I mean, you picked their Lucio. You gotta just recoup and then speed in on the their Baptiste. And they didn't really do that, and then you saw them fall. But bit of a comp swap here, I think. And
Oh, Poke
I
is
think
not in a good position here. Poke could get punished. An early Ice Block is forced, but no longer has that. Immortality Field as well. Huge cooldown exchange right now for Guangdong, and they're going to take advantage of that. Walk straight forward in with the Nemesis form. However, the response is there for Pneumonia. Closes Annihilation as well. Both teams just playing very slow, but Asmodeus has the advantage here on the Immortality Field, but Elko has the advantage in the Peacekeeper. Just rolls on in and finds a kill. Zinth on the back. This DPS duo for Guangdong is going absolutely ballistic right now in Grand Finals. They want to win. Sonic cleans up the kill feed, and now Poke staggered. We'll get one. But I cannot believe this so far. Elko is looking at the best DPS in the lobby, and it's not even close.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if there were any doubters still after last season, but for reference, Elko had a very monstrous last season. But I think he's showing that. I think he's trying to reclaim that
Early
title.
comes out, but
Oh my
gets countered
goodness.
by the high noon from up top. From Elko drops on down and finds two. More value coming through for his ultimates and really nothing in exchange. Tommy Slat used that window, but a 1-for-1 high noon for window. You take that any day of the week, especially when you have 4 more to use. It's basically this fight or bust here for Shanghai, and it's looking rough.
You need, number one, you need that beat. Number two, you need that Mayult to get their Ramatra. Like, you need him dead. If not, he's gonna rise again with that Annihilation. I don't even want to think about how much armor he's generating with that, but
Neptune flying low, but again, early Immortality Field forcing the crossing here from Tommy Slat. High noon out from Neptune, does create some space here. Elko caught on the side, but just rolls away in time. Beats our exchange. Immortality Field comes on out. A lot being thrown out from the side, but Shanghai first to strike and take down Blood. But Rec Cactus just walks in aggressively here with the Annihilation. There's just a DPS on point right now. Poke forced to use his Ice Block early here. Might get punished for that and just taken down. Neptune trying to escape to the hotel, but no health pack there for him. Gets hinder grenaded as Rec Cactus cleans up the kill feed. And yet again, all's ult exchanged and just one tick garnered for Shanghai.
they're not listening to me, BOON1E. They can't hear me. I don't know, but Mayult only got the Pharah. Red Cactus was able to get both supports with his ult, and then Elko just cleaned up the rest. And you're coming to the last fight dry. You've got nothing. Meanwhile, Tigers have high noon and probably window coming up. So
Neptune back on the far here as well, trying to do something, trying to open up a potential early pick. A hinder nade comes up through. Poke is very weak though. Poke will get punished as Synth finds that kill, and now Pneumonia had to use the point. Try to get something done here. Boot away and get taken down by Neptune during the high noon. Immortality from Thomas Hot keeps his team nice and healthy for a couple more seconds here. Zinth falling so low, but the winner comes up by Neptune with 2. It appears it's going to be a point A finally captured here. Sonic, though, will find 2. Osmodeus, the support line here. Could do this here. It's just Pneumonia with the heals and Poke returning for the fight. They cannot do it. Support on combat, not strong enough for Guangdong. And that's going to be point A captured, but just by the skin of their teeth.
yeah, that was really, really close. I think just not enough attention paid to Elko when he was high nooning. I know they had the immort, but that broke right away and he was still low. It didn't get really any healing. I think if he lives and he's able to use that window on point, I think they win that. Or full hold, I'd rather.
What do we think about the Genji swap
But-
coming out here from Elko?
I hate it. I hate it. It's
Well, I know
terrible.
we're on the
But
same-
Elko's very good at Genji, so I don't know.
Early Night Legion comes up from Pneumonia, tries to push him back to Poke. Opening on the Zinth, both DPS now gone for Guangdong. They're forced to retreat yet again. A nice solid fight win there. And they're going to call for a pause here on the side of Shanghai. They're going to wait for this fight to be over. And that's going to be a quick pause coming out for us. Now, Elko played one fight for Genji and right back to cast. It appears he kind of agrees with us on that one. But you look at the ults coming out here for both our sides, pretty even, honestly. It could come down to one mechanical skill play. Oh, Poke has just left the game, so lost that ult.
Yeah, I believe he was like 90% to ult there, so bit unfortunate for that. Not sure what happened there, but I was gonna, before I'll go swap back. Um, I was gonna say when you go Genji into the Faramir and the other team is a Cass, it's really hard to put sufficient pressure on the other team's Pharah because you can have the Cass and the Pharah, Neptune and Poke looking at Synth alone, and it's not like Elko can get into their backline, against a Ramatra. So I think, he's good at Genji. I just don't think Genji was the pick there, and I think you realized that after like 30 seconds. But yeah, I mean, they're back on their original comp, minus Curie instead of BAP. But they do have three big ults, probably the best ults in their team coming up. And the Sayoris only have Barrage. So I'm going to assume if you're the Sayoris, you're probably looking for them to use at least 2 ults this next fight, not use anything, and then hopefully, have window and beat for the last fight to, capture that second point. But I don't know. I think the Tigers are pretty disciplined. I don't think they're going to do that. So it's going to be pretty interesting, especially, knowing that Poke is going to be going back to spawn.
We can go ahead and start ourselves over to a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll continue after this short pause.
These beats are the purest. Prove it.
And welcome back, everybody, to Pierce Poke. 1236 is indeed okay. We are back. He's in the lobby. Not exactly going just yet, but he should be very momentarily going back in here to the game. Again, like I kind of said, looking at both of these teams, for in terms of ultimates, we have the Barrage about to exchange, but our Cactus is a big advantage in terms of the Annihilation. And now you look at the the poke ultimate charge back down to 0. So it could be a big deciding factor, especially with only 1.5 minutes back.
Swapping over to the May as well instead of the Cassidy could be large for Zinth in the sky, the airfield here.
Speaking of the airfield, both these barrages ready to be unleashed. The barrage comes there early first from Neptune, but it's just punished in the sky. They're going to use the beat as well as Annihilation at the same time, stacked on top of each other, and the barrage. You know what? If you're the Shanghai Sayoris, you take that fight.
Very disappointed right now, but maybe they're just banking on poke, not building an ult whatsoever, and saying it's fine. I don't know, but the Curie Rush should be good enough to counter both the window and the beat, as long as it's used at the right time. But
Neptune falling very low here. Again, like I said, the only Flex Support ultimate's ready to go here. Early shield out from Rekcast as well as the wall from Poke. So near those cooldowns were getting too much. Window comes up from Thomas. Modi's taken down. Poke with the icicle through. I mean, Elko's in your backline and gets taken down as well. Bit of an overheat moment right now from Guangdong again in the final moments of a point. That's where we're going to be point B captured here. As we're going to point C. I would think.
I think they have touch again. And Curie can TP to the Pharah. I think they can
maybe try to get Wars beat out here. A nice wall from Poke. Makes the touch a little awkward. Osmosis here has the Casino Rush on point. So a lot of pressure coming through on both sides. Elko, the first pick, and Warhead beat!
No beat. No
Lose
beat.
the beat. Immortality goes down as well. So a huge advantage right now for Guangdong. As Elko finds both supports.
They don't have Maywall
And it appears
either.
I spoke too soon. As the Casino Rush is just simply too much Zinth with its celebratory barrage. Shimming and shamming his way on points. And just for 4 points, yeah, I couldn't say my classic phrase, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe this.
They don't want it. They don't want it. Yeah, I mean, I kind of, once again, I'm kind of the Oracle.
Bit of a prognosticator, if you could say so yourself.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, I don't know. I disagree with the May pick. I don't think the May wall under the other team's Ramatra is greater value than contesting the Pharah. And ultimately, they did not build that May ult and did not cap that second point.
Ready for battle.
Is war rolling out on the Alari here? No.
I do not think that would be
They're
wise.
swapping. Oh, do we get to see the Elko Hanzo? You know, Elko has shown everybody why Hanzo shouldn't be buffed in Overwatch 2, but literally just him. Nobody else has. Nobody else has done that. So.
Yeah, as someone who has played against the Elko Hanzo, I don't. Yeah, I agree. I agree with your analysis. He's in a good spot.
Only for Elko though. He should just have like a separate client, Conka, the pros in Overwatch. You just have the Elko client where you have this right same Hanzo got right now. Going here, just double sniper look, probably just for a bit of poke and prod. Actually, Elko gonna walk out on the Hanzo here, making us eat our words here. Neptune does force to fall, Conk away as well. So the Pharah really out of the fight for a couple seconds here, especially now getting those cooldowns back on track, getting back in the sky. It looks like Neptune will be back up just in time as Poke only pick over onto Zinth. So now Neptune free to roam the skies as the Peacemaker finds way. Elko falling low here, force retreat back over into the hotel, into the theater. They're gonna get the stagger skill, especially Red Catch. It's a big stagger. And a good first fight for Shanghai. You just gotta do that a couple more times.
I think Elko needs to swap ASAP. If he doesn't, then they're not gonna have enough pressure on the Pharah. But you know, we'll see. He could, find a headshot on one of their supports, and then another shot.
And Poke again with an early pick here. Poke going crazy on the Cassidy. Internet is indeed fixed, ladies and gentlemen. Finds the first 2 picks. Thomas said, need to use the attack field early though here. That could be something that Guangdong has to push on. We do have the Elko swap back over on the Cassidy, but no immortality for a couple more seconds. And Guangdong looks to take some space early. Pneumonia flying low. Had used Nemesis form, but both Red Caps and Pneumonia trying to exchange punch here.
5 seconds on Immor.
Pneumonia falling low here. Osmosis has the window, but it's a 1-for-1 on the highest DPS right now. And Thomas Thought's going to have that window up. Osmosis will have the advantage going back in for the repeat. but Field will be back. Where's Fedov? Nice window, though. Splits him off, and Poke falls in the cast of the High Noon. Very reminiscent of Elko's High Noon that gave up point A. Poke does the same. And there might be a desperation touch here from Neptune. No, it looks like they'll be backing off and fighting for point B instead.
Yeah, I think on this map and the second map of Nepal especially, you're really seeing the gap shift back into the favor of the Magic Tigers for beats being charged. Sonicronic outpacing War by a
Oh my
lot.
god. Both bars now out of the skies. We got ourselves a clear flight, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to land on runway C whenever you feel like it. Going forward here is going to be Red Cactus. Both. War does manage to get out of Elko's sights here, but a very aggressive push right now coming through. Isis onto Pneumonia. Annihilation comes out. Beats exchange. Pneumonia getting a later Annihilation so far. High Noon out from Elko, but falls on low. Do not use High Noon on this map, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a death sentence. Pneumonia filled to half HP. Immortai Field will keep up Red Cactus, but forced to retreat here as Guangdong might have overplayed their cards a little bit. Forced to retreat.
Yeah, you're really noticing the tank roll buff today. I mean, neither Ramatra is dying, and they're being just absolutely pumped full of damage by Farah and Cass.
The slow comes on in here, but a quick barrage from Zinth from the bookstore. No, just power. But speaking of power, pummel punches coming through. Both Ramatra's finding some. And now it's going to be a battle on point here as Red Cactus is going to be surrounded. A quick little flip over on the Annihilation here. 20 HP, 1 HP. Both of them exchange. Neptune is 1 HP trying to get out with their lives, but they will. But the point will continue to move forward here for Guangdong. It is just scrappy as hell right now.
Too scrappy. You can't scrappiness overload from the Sayoris. You don't want that. You want less scrappy. Because as you noticed, the card kept moving forward during that.
They don't know. Step 2 in the sky, taken down by Zinth. And with 3 down, looks the point will go basically towards the completion. They will probably have one more contester, but it will be desperation here for Shanghai as they're going to go down potentially 2-0 in the series. Huge swaps here. Neptune on for Tracer. Thomas on the Kiriko.
I don't think they're getting a touch if Red Cactus hits a nice vortex here.
Neptune might be able to get one desperate touch here on the Tracer. Play in the corner. Blinks on in. Will get the touch. Forced to recall early here, and now they don't get a second one. Sayoris needed a miracle, but is nowhere to be found. Guangdong go 2-0 in this series. This is, of course, a best of 7, a first to 4, so not quite a match point yet, but Guangdong yet again staking their claim in this battle, undefeated so far, going up 2-0.
Oh, wow. A little bit of an oopsie there from Poke. It's alright. Happens. Get past it,
Yeah, I mean, I think chat's kind of saying it best right now. The 2-0 for Guangdong was definitely not, in my prediction, was not in my 8-ball before this game started, but we're living in this world right now where, I mean, like you said, Junker Queen got a buff, right? Like, I don't see why Logan isn't playing what is obviously by far his best tank. His ability to show his mechanical skill, as well as his ability to, hit the knives, hit the big ults, just on the Junker Queen, not showing it, instead opting against Ramatra Mirror, which, as we've seen all year, has been the Guangdong Magic Tigers, bread and butter.
Yeah, I think they're heeding that advice here by going to Esperanza. That's definitely, I mean, our team ran that a lot. It's definitely a Junker Queen map, as in it's very viable on there. Now I don't know if they want to go with the monkey instead. They're actually going with the Elko tank here.
They're going with the Doomfist then.
Yeah.
And what we've seen in the playoffs, I don't believe Elko's won a tank map yet. And I don't think they've even been really close with the Elko tank map. Might change here in the grand finals, but this could be where Shanghai kind of gets themselves back in the series, at least with the map victory. But we'll have to wait and see. Not going to send us over to a break because we had that pause, and with teams being on Esperanza, we're probably close to being ready. What does Shanghai need to do. You know, we've seen this whole season they've been undefeated, 8-0, looking unstoppable, except for Guangdong until now. You know, it's just been, is Neptune the best player to ever grace Aurora? Is these off-rollers of Poke and Pneumonia going to win the best duo award? Is Real Dog a great trade at the beginning of the season? You know, we're just seeing it, and it appears to kind of all be collapsing. What needs to change for Shanghai to get back in this?
They need to play more grouped up. I think Neptune has very good angles, but you know, if he's going like we saw in Nepal, if he's going out first, and you know he's especially running into Elko DPS, there's a high chance he's going to get picked in 3 shots like he had some of those fights. I think he just needs to wait for his team to set up in the front line and then take the off angle. You know, don't get ahead of yourself. Probably more leniency on this map just due to the all the rooftops that you can fly over, but this is after all assuming he's staying far. I would guess so, but yeah, I think you need to enable your best player more, like they have been doing in the past, or maybe they just haven't been being punished as much. But yeah, I'm hoping to see a Junker Queen pick from Pneumonia, and I'm hoping to see them play as more of a cohesive unit, instead of just we're got 2 people on car, we got 2 people like 10 meters behind it, and then we got Neptune in the sky to the side.
It's kind of
They're asking if we're on map break.
We are not. Tell them to go right in. I just want to say, like, I think they were getting to the point where it's kind of like the Avengers, we have a Neptune, and then Guangdong just shows them and says we have a Zenth/Elko. We got the double damage aces here.
Exactly.
And it's like, what does Neptune go to? Because he goes to Farah, then Zenth takes him on there. He goes to Cassie, then Elko's there to meet him. He has a high damage to kind of match him. It's kind of been up to Poke to try to make us over the difference here, and just been a bit lacking so far. Maybe the internet problems have been resolved and can make a big change come up here. On to Esperanza. Again, like we're kind of expecting to see potentially a Junker Queen look. What do we want for the DPS then if we're seeing a Junker Queen from Pneumonia?
I want to see a Neptune Tracer, honestly, and Poke. I don't know. This is probably just like the Cass. I mean, I was gonna say Reaper, but it's not like, But maybe they surprise us. Maybe they cheese us all and they go Pneumonia Mauga. I don't know.
Nope, there's Junker Queen. We also do have the kind of the main support lines coming back here. Real Dog and Hardshar being subbed right back in on the Flux support after their stay on Nepal and their rest on King's Row. But Neptune over onto the far here. Poke completed Tracer instead. They're probably just going to see if they can't punish over Elko and the Doomfist a little more. And we know that Doomfist could get a bit of a buff with the best defense, generating more passive health, but I don't think it's going to be enough, especially with how buff Junker Queen got as well. I'm expecting Sayoris to take this one. I'm hoping for it. I want a closer one than I've had so far. See what happens. As we do have a Tracer, basically a mirror match except for the tanks coming through. As Elko tries to put some pressure on Pneumonia, has a power punch, will get out. But Pneumonia again controlling the space for now. As Pneumonia's forced to retreat as well. Neptune in the sky, trying to match over on his Zenth. The punch is going to miss. The follow-up there is no war falling low, so supports have to kind of back up here for Shanghai. But yet again, it's just the Farahs in the sky trying to poke and prod their way through. Elko hits the mid-air punch on the Neptune, punishes the Farah. We're not going to need a Cassie if your Doomfist can take him down. Osmosis gets exchanged, but it's 2 for 1 here. Zenth very weak, it's a 2 for 2 as Poke on the Tracer coming alive. Find 2 kills here, Sonic runs a third for Poke here. Poke could bring us back for Shanghai. Uses the recall, but they continue to move the cart forward. Is this a...
Where did they go wrong?
Where to go wrong? Poke heard me. He heard me calling for him to step it up, and he definitely did that fight, finding that 3K, and find his team that victory there. A much-needed reprieve.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a good sign when you win the first fight on any push map. Gonna get that bank built up already.
The shot comes through, the power punch is gonna miss. Elko might get punished here, forced to retreat. Is they gonna pick? No. Hardchar, first to fall. Neptune did fall low, forced troubles looking to exchange, but a much better pick here. The Kiriko for the Farah. Elko trying to drive on in, trying to get some downs high ground, but a knife is gonna land over in right in the Zenth side. closes barrage though. So could be trouble here. Pokeballing low as well. Axe gonna land over onto Elko. Zinth does have the barrage. Should decide to invest it here. Just playing right into the team. A big anti comes on through the rampage. Finds on 2. And Real Dog gonna fall up his tank with the Casino Rush. And the scrappiness is coming huge right now for Shanghai in this comp.
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, I mean, I don't know if it's like well known, but I think Hardchar is definitely a lot better on the Baptiste and the Kiriko. Adding into the fact that, you know, they were kind of rolling on the Elko DPS, I mean, obviously you might want to switch it up, but it's kind of confusing. Especially when you know they're probably in a Junker Queen.
It's for playtime reasons. They're going to exchange. Lose the Monia for the beat lands for War, however. So it could be another mid-air punch lands. And cannot cast the entire barrage as Elko, now with no Junker Queen to look him down. Looking to get those kills and finally potentially some Mirage here for Guangdong Magic Tigers. As a lot of ults used there, but none of the supports here for Guangdong investment that could be a huge advantage here and could be a map swinger.
Yeah, I mean, the momentum could shift here with a single fight. No ults from the side of the Sayoris. Meanwhile, they've got the 2 on the Tigers, and it's coming here.
Going aggressive here, the double punch is gonna land. Elko does fall low, and the beat just barely gets off from Sonic Runic. Held it very low, but now Construction beat are invested, but no kills here so far for Guangdong. They are gonna get Real Dog. Neptune trying to run away as well. Sonic Runic gets chase this one down. Does he find the kill? Gets him in the corner, but War comes in for the help, for the layup. They're gonna lose Pneumonia in the chaos of all that, and the card continues to move so far for Guangdong, but not nearly as clean as you want to be using both support ults there.
I think, yeah, they achieved exactly what you wanted to from that fight. You know, get the momentum, maybe get close enough to matching their lead, even before they can build another ult. As Elko is
just playing complete denial of Neptune in the sky, but Zim comes and just slides in and finds Neptune. It's going to be exchanged on DPS, however, Recall is forced on a Poke, has the Pulse Bomb ready to go in here, but Poke falling low. Poke is going to get punched and pummeled into a corner after the Recall lands. And Silent looks like a quick reset's going to be used here as Elko with 2 kills on the punch. Pneumonia trying to do something here. Uses the Rampage here, trying to turn it around. Neptune exchange on the opposite number. Losing out on the Kiriko, but Real Dog goes in to try to help out Pneumonia, but just Elko lands on another meteor strike. Neptune is from the battle, but is the one before, and he decides to retreat for now. Zinth has a barrage, and that might just be a lead for Guangdong here.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing this really well on the side of the Tigers. They're playing, you know, kind of just everyone in a different spot, you know, with the Doomfist, which makes it very hard to find one target to focus on. And Synth is playing, you know, very good timing, you know, coming in behind Neptune on a lot of these fights and getting the pick.
Here comes a barrage out there. They find him. Only going to change up for Zinth, but a much better trade, I'd say, for Guangdong. As I mean, they're again just very scrappy. Casino Rush up from Real Dog, but Elko's in your back line, and he's got some punches to show. 1 melee, 1 rocket punch, and just past the checkpoint is going to be Guangdong, and they seem to not be stopped since that climactic final battle towards their checkpoint.
The ultimate bank looking pretty good for the Sayoris. I mean, you have to hope that they're turning around in this fight, otherwise the game could get away from them here.
They're going to use the Casino Rush, but to counter out the barrage and the beat, but the punch from Elko is huge! Cancels out the barrage! Goes in and looks at War. War falling very weak here. Pneumonia's in a very awkward position. He goes sent back to spawn. Now War trying to touch cover as long as possible. And it's just a couple of seconds as his life drains away. A beat, a barrage.
What are they doing? Why do they keep... They're literally charging Elko up instantly every single time he blocks. Who is doing that? It's not working. You cannot kill him.
Sonic is going to have the only ultimate in the field here to beat Elko closer. Meteor Strike can go very aggressively with that ultimate. Another fully charged puncher ready to go. The Suzu's gone. Could be Elko's time to shine, but falls very and decides to retreat for now. A good follow-up. Getting the team out of that crutch. The Real Dog not having the Casino without having the Suzu, but right now, again, the ult's ready to go. For Guangdong, another power punch instantly charged, and this is going to be Real Dog taken down as War. It's Ice Age as well in the back line. 1 HP gets out over the bus. Might try to stay up, but Pneumonia punched into a corner. He has no ticket. He doesn't have the U-Pass. He has not had the ability to ride on this bus for free. Instead is sent back to spawn packing.
What, you see what I'm saying? Who is charging this man?
I watched
Stop.
him, but he just, the second he presses E, he has power punch. And again, Sonic is going on his beat for Daryl and they don't use it.
They're literally doing this to themselves. Like, just stop charging. Like, I know it's tempting, but that's the biggest thing that makes Doomfist good.
They did spot out Sonic though with the beat, but lays down and Neptune falls again. Very aggressive play from Guangdong. As they isolate that Cassidy, the Rampage comes on through, lands on his 3 members. Meteor Strike cleans got out right off. A power puncher, Pneumonia pushed into the enemy team. The Jerk Queen's having a rough time here, just getting pummeled and punched around. He's booped and shattered. Rampage spawn War trying to help out his tank, but nowhere near the help. Neptune swaps over on the Desperation. Widowmaker trying to get something done here, but yet again, Guangdong continues to gain more meterage. Elko going into your spawn. Pneumonia swaps over on the Doomfist for trying to get something done here, but Hardchar with that Casino Rush, with the beat, with the barrage. It's just simply too much here. Poke trying to save as long as possible on cart, but the Casino heals going through. War gets a 2-man beat onto the Tracer, onto Lucio. But once again, Pneumonia returns. It's just so desperate here for Shanghai, trying to get anything done. No ult for either side, but the kills are coming quick and heavy right now for Guangdong. As Elko and Sonic going crazy. Neptune finds one, but will be enough. Falls very low, and this guy Neptune the second here. Neptune trying to bring it back for the team. Road Dog falling low, Elko as well. It appears Neptune might have done it. Might have brought back for just enough. A meteor strike from Elko. Zen finds Riddle. And it's not done just yet, though. They're fighting here tooth and nail. As 3 quick kills for Guangdong. It's just Pneumonia and Neptune, but the spawns are just so close. Guangdong really has no reason being in this fight, and they finally retreat.
Go back to spawn. Run away. There's no point in contesting this right now.
And I mean, Flambo,
yeah,
I'm going to cut you off, but Flambo said it best. Shanghai just looked discombobulated. They have no idea what's going on.
I agree with that. That's a very well put, Flambo.
We do have Pneumonia as well. Bark over on the Doomfist here. Put some pressure on the high ground. A recall is forced early out of poke 1, 2, 3, 6. Or 1, 2, 3, 6. Okay. Another slam up on the high ground from Pneumonia. Close to that power punch here. Gets the punch and falls very low. They're going to punish the Doomfist. We're going too aggressive there. And now we have the pocket from War in the sky. With a beat from Sonic Ron will keep it nice and healthy. Neptune swaps over on the duplicate forward. But 2 directs in the sky from Zenth the third. Make that 4, mate. Make this 5, maybe? Oh, with the melee to clean it on up.
The punch.
Zenth is going ballistic right now. Has no fear of Neptune in the skies.
Yeah, I mean, jeez. He is kind of just rising to the occasion, you know, matching Neptune and dare I say playing better than him on the Pharah for a lot of these maps, a lot of these fights.
And now 7 seconds in the time bank here. Just pulse bomb ready to go for Shanghai. They can survive for a couple more seconds. They could potentially turn back, but Pneumonia's going to get punished. Going to get barrage and Road Dog as well. TP's in. Can they survive for long enough? The Osmodeus does land the pulse bomb over on the War, so no help for Neptune in the sky. The pulse bomb from Pokemon 2, 3, 6. Okay, he's going to find nothing. Pneumonia says you need to grow up, man. He's tilted, ladies and gentlemen. It's over for Shanghai in this map, it appears. Neptune trying to touch as long as possible here in the skies, trying to balance it. But Elko slams on in, and now solo members from Shanghai. Pneumonia comes back, has a meteor strike for one more touch, one more slam on in. Will do so. Has a power punch. War returns, trying to get a res potentially, but falls. Cannot get the res up punished. And that's going to be a 3-0. We are at match points for Guangdong here. Shanghai look absolutely obliterated mentally.
Yeah, there's no really like, what do you do if you're the Sayoris? I mean, everything you're trying is not working. Your star player is not getting really anything done, and I don't know. It's looking pretty bleak. Got maybe some in addition to the discombobulation, maybe some mental boomage, and it's just not a good recipe for, you know, coming up against, like you said, match point.
We are going to go ahead and into a quick map break. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll continue with map 4, potentially crowning ourselves a champion right after a short break.
Initiating match.
And welcome back, everybody, to Aurora Overwatch Clash Season 5 BOON1E Bowl between Shanghai Sayoris and the Guangdong Magic Tigers. We could be seeing the final map of the season here, ladies and gentlemen, and we were all kind of coming in hoping that the Battle of the Undefeateds could deliver a map 7 banger, or even, I'm hoping now for a map 5, because it has not looked close at all, Corey.
For battle.
Yeah, I don't know if I don't think I said a team at the start, but I said I think this can be a pretty, or not close at all. Could be like a cop answer, but I do want to bring up this fun fact mentioned by Nadir on the stream chat that the Magic Tigers have not lost an escort map the entire season. With interesting pick here from Pneumonia, Doomfist, and Echo Pocketed Mercy, or Mercy Pocketed Echo. With on a break, I like this. It's just a variety.
Attackers incoming.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Guangdong, and it doesn't matter what you're running, it seems you're working so far. Going to get that punch over on a Red Cat, but Red Cat still has his boosters to get wrapping up on the high ground. There's not too much going on.
That defense matrix buff in live right now.
I mean, Red Cat just going up and down, just kind of bouncing off this cart, trying to stop it from moving too far here. Elko gonna follow it up, not a single shot landing, but Red Cactus opening pick on the poke. At the Tracer gone, this constant cart pressure gone.
Like, Diva just sitting on the card with the 10% change to the DPS passive, and as long as no one's pressuring the high ground, the Ana can just keep her alive forever. I mean, this is kind of crazy.
And also, we want to thank Final Orbit for the sub, as well as Pagey Cat for the gifted sub. We do see you guys, and we appreciate it. Anyway, still very even fight, but War's first to fall. So that pocket down, Zinth decides to drop on down. I mean, we were kind of having an echo after map 2, but Zinth was also no slouch in those first 2, and since then, especially map 3, Zinth had just been an absolute animal.
Yeah, I was, when you asked me the question at the start of the match, or before we started, I was thinking like, answering Zinth instead of Hardchart, but I was like, he's just played really well like the past few maps,
Poke down again.
So I thought,
Both.
yeah, I thought like,
Man, feel free to take over. This fight's done. You can say what you want to say.
I was gonna say I thought like it'd be more appropriate to say Hardchar, just because I think like an elevated performance from Hardchar would make more difference than Zen, since he was already playing so well in the recent matches, and he's kind of changed my mind. Like, he's playing better than he usually is, but like a lot better, more than you thought would be humanly possible.
Zen's closest barrage here. Neptune as well to duplicate in the sky with the War Pocket, trying to get something done. But Rekax again is just hanging out on this point. A nice nade comes on as well as the bomb will force them away. They have to use the Suzu here, and now Zenth might go in with his barrage, see if he can spot out any potential suitors. Doesn't even use it. They're going to exchange here with Sonic Falls. So that brig out of the way. They're going to invest in this Casino Rush to the Valkyrie. Both sports coming out. Nano under Rekax.
Defense Matrix Barrage, perhaps?
They're going to get the kill. War whips out the Glock, whips out the pistol, and finds Elko. That's a screenshot for the archives. And a fight victory here for the Guangdong Mag Tigers.
They have not pushed
They
Cart,
have
though.
not pushed Cart. I mean, look at Hardchar. He's just kind of hanging around. He's just doing his own thing.
Is that a new UI on there when Hardchar antied War? They changed the anti to be on the left side.
I don't know, on a player. You figure this out.
I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy.
Paninii, thank you for the gifted sub. Appreciate it as well. Of course, could be our final broadcast for a while here, as the grand final is just kind of slowly slipping away. Zinth is down though, so good start right now. As Hardchar jumps into the bomb, so a good play there from Pneumonia, dropping that cart in just the right spot, dropping that payload, dropping that bomb. And that's gonna be point A captured here. And with how desperate things are looking, these swaps seem to be doing wonders for Shanghai.
Yeah, we saw the second fight win pretty decisive here from the Sayoris. However, the time bank just being whittled down to almost nothing here by the contesting from Red Cactus in the first point, and you know they've not really have any ults from both sides, so I think whoever is more aggressive here will probably win the fight.
Elko will be able to go very aggressive here, especially with the help of the defense matrix, but Zinth on that off angle did follow the critical. Hard to get the heal right up. The cart still continue to move here. Elko with the high noon trying to find one, but the duplicate just in time from Neptune. Keeps the Echo alive in this fight. Right click, Richard out from Elko. Will find Neptune's duplicate form, but still 5 for 5. But now the high ground's been completely given for free. Rekcast going right back up there, but leaves his DPS alone on the low ground. Poke does fall low here, gets jumped on Red Cactus. An opening pick here to exchange for the bomb. See if they can happen on that one. War gets the res as well. So it's still 5 for 5. The Neptune. We do have Elko with this nano boost. Decides to walk on in here. Tommy Slat hitting the moves, breaking his ankles. Can't quite land the shots. I don't think a single shot landed the entire duplicate or in that entire nano boost. And now Tommy Slat using that Casino Rush here over on the point trace. Some done Zinth falls. Had the barrage, couldn't use it in time. It was right Cax was on that mech. Poke with 2. The res was worth it, War. Gets that Peacemaker back in the fight. Finds 2 nice slick shots. And that will probably be point B, especially if we get the staggers out here.
Yeah, I figured out what changed. I'll say it when it's, you know, less exciting, but
That was very exciting. Thank you for holding your commentary. They capture point B, and the fight continues to go the way of Shanghai after these swaps, and has been a great switch so far.
they changed the nade symbols to the, you know, the symbols that appear by your like health bar in the bottom left, like when you're being healed and when you're antied. They changed it to that one. So same spot but different, or just unified symbolage.
I'm glad you're still on that. We're actually analyzing what happened on point B for him to get a very stellar put time bank through now. We have 2 minutes here for point C, and a great start as Elko down first. Ever since Pneumonia swept over on this Diva, has put in some great work on these dives. It'll put a lot more pressure on the DPS of the Guangdong Magic Tigers. It's be yet another fight victory, and nothing exchanged, no blood drawn for Guangdong, and no ults even taken out. They got 5 ults coming in for last fight basically, and these staggers are massive right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, the analysis that I came up with was pretty easy. It was just that they're targeting Elko right away.
Oh, the high noon exchanger from Elko and Poke. Nothing gonna happen except for the beat from Sonic Round. We'll keep the team nice and healthy for a couple more seconds here. Thomasat still has the Casino Rush. Will try to lay out over on the point, but Sonic Round goes very deep for that kill over on Thomasat and doesn't find it, and so will be punished himself. Doesn't look good here. Elko with 1, but the kills are coming hot and heavy right now for Shanghai. As we have found a new fire under their belts, and they're gonna finish it over a minute in time bank.
Zenth unfortunately left his grippers on the floor, which were seen from the other side of the cart, and died to the bomb. I can't believe that's still in the game. I mean, it's only on heroes that are short, and I don't know why, but that's yeah. I don't know. I'm not too big of a fan of that.
So what worked for Shanghai there? Like, we've seen the entire series. It was almost getting sad on point A. Like, we were thinking this could just be it, but they just made some swaps and got some win in their sails, and honestly looked very impressive this, the last 2/3 of this map.
I don't think it's the Tigers doing something wrong, or sorry, I don't think it's the Sayoris doing something right. I think it's the Tigers just kind of got complacent. Synth wasn't able to get much value with the Echo pick from the Sayoris. Not to say that they didn't do anything. Obviously, the Pneumonia switch to Diva was felt, pretty hard by the Tigers, as he kind of shut down Echo Cassidy, as well as didn't really let the Ana Brig get much value by flying into the Brig. So just a combination of things. I think the Echo pick was probably the biggest one.
And the swaps here for Guangdong, they're going to a full hard dive, but really no pressure for Neptune in the sky. This could be either a really, 5-head play or an absolute 3-head play. We'll have to see how it plays out here on Dorado. Pneumonia going to be chasing in on this dive here. Not going to get punished, it appears, as Neptune might actually get the open pick on the Zit if they're not careful. Looks like Zenith will get out with their lives, or at least for now. Very slow, methodical setup on this dive. Claim this high ground, not use any of their cooldowns, ready to get on this backline. But there's really nothing to dive on the side of Shanghai, except for potentially Cassie, but is going to have a lot of help from his team, especially when that came through. The peel was immaculate. They're poked nice and healthy. Felt really no pressure at all from that dive.
I don't think it was trying to kill anyone. I think it was just trying to outsmart them to get them to let up the cart for the first part's not able to infinitely stall, as War is really low. He dies.
They're gonna get the res on a Neptune, but it's gonna cost them 2 members of their team in the process. The DM from Pneumonia was good enough to keep War alive through that res, but not enough to keep the cast alive through all that pressure. And now Elko again just chasing down Neptune in the sky, the anti-air artillery, aka the Genji, you know, of all things. Pneumonia lose out on that mech and will get staggered out here, but might get a touch there. Yes, they will be forced to kill him, but it's gonna be point A captured with really no sweat off the Guangdong Tiger's brow.
Yeah, to elaborate on what I said more, I mean, because you were confused, I was confused too, and then I figured it out. They just wanted to trick them into kind of giving up, you know, as they say, flip map, and they never kind of recovered from that, and they just, you know, got picked. Neptune got picked, and then they won the first point off that.
What's with the BAP instead of like an Ana potentially for this dive? It's just more pressure on Neptune, or?
Definitely an anti-echo, yeah.
The dive comes in here though on a hard chart. Has a tie field. Neptune might lose out on the duplicate here, and Pneumonia as well falling very weak. Might lose the mech, but has the bomb. Launched on up, no bubbles to help out the team, and gets two. A huge bomb for Pneumonia. Bit of a layup there. A Shaq-style dunk right over him. Nowhere tap field, no bubble, no problem for Pneumonia. That's going to be a fight victory right at the doors for Shanghai. Zenith with the pulse bomb finds nothing as well, so a bit of a wasted ult there. He's 1v2ing in the back though. He's distracting them, I guess. What's happening? He's blinking in the walls. Okay, we'll get punished. Elko whips out the blade. We'll find one though. We'll find two. Elko with the blade. I guess Zenith was just a bit of a bait here. And now War in the sky, lose out on those wings, trying to 1v1 Elko in the skies. Not for long. Neptune off of the Echo on the Pharah. And I guess the distraction tracer worked for the double blade.
Yeah, so if you play this comp, this is interesting. If you play this comp the way they're playing it, you can actually use Sonicronic's packs exclusively for Ret Cactus and then use Harchar to heal up Elko.
Pulse Bomb's gonna land on Sunrod, though. Take that Brigitte out of the fight as well as the rally. Pneumonia taking on this window, has the defense matrix, keeps them nice and healthy. Counters that, decides to throw in that Kasuna Rush, and that will probably solidify this fight. Well, Zenith has a miracle up his sleeve, doesn't look like it. Especially with the rush coming through over onto Neptune. Poke with elbow, Kasuna Rush, lays it down with the pulse pistols. As we have 3 minutes in time remaining, but the ult's starting to come right back up here for Shanghai. Potentially.
Yeah, I don't really like that Kitsune Rush from the Sayoris. They only have bomb this fight. The rally can be used for any dive and really like a big cart presence, while Red Cactus can look to Primal Rage here on the high ground and separate them from the cart.
Speaking of split, kind of an awkward position right now for the Guangdong Tiger. They finally find the target and go right into it. Red Cactus with the Primal Rage can't pop it in time. Great focus fire comes in for Shanghai, taking out that Winston, and now very awkward split here through the bank. They're going to lose out on Ammonia's mech here, though, but with Sonic Rock going down, probably not a very big play. Pulse Bomb invested. They're going to take down Pneumonia. Is that going to be enough? I don't think so. With Neptune in the sky here laying down the law.
I think it is.
Oh, Red Cactus has returned. I not see if that's still coming for spawn. War falling low here. War trying to gather live. They will not get it. And yet again, have I caster cursed at the end of point B. A perfectly timed Primal Rage keeps Red Cactus in this fight. The Pulse Bomb from Poke trying to get something done here as Pneumonia flying around. Luza on that mech gets fought back and now is going to get staggered out even more. Tries to get back towards that cart. Is going to run towards the shoreline. And I mean, I guess I misspoke yet again. I gotta stop caster cursing these guys. The Guangdong Tigers got too much magic up their sleeves.
Keep doing it so we can get 4-0 here.
Yeah, you just want to eat. You just want to eat. I respect it. But
I do. I'm very hungry.
Look at the ults here. It's 3 very big ults ready to go here. Elko whips out that blade first, finds Tommy Slat, but can't get any resets, it appears, as War pops the Valk Wing, just simply too much pressure. Pneumonia can't quite get the fly over the wall with the help of those boosters, but does have the bomb for the reset. Riley out on point from Sonic, round against Neptune still in the sky, trying to get something done here. War keeping nice and held, but Thomas Sight does get punished. Can't keep their support here. Zinth is going crazy. There's putting a lot of pressure in on the back here.
War's
They're
so
walking in though
low.
on a hard charge, so 1-for-1 exchange. And Pneumonia not long for this world.
Oh, get that tracer. Yeah. On a swap, on a break swap,
Bastion.
Bastion.
This pulse bomb could.
I don't like the
This pulse
Bastion.
bomb could just do it though. If Zinth lands it, it could just be the end. He finds the support. He finds War. Zinth with 2. Zinth. Stake his claim, it appears, for an early finals MVP favor, but Tommy Slash shuts that down with a nade. And now just 1 meter separating him from this victory. Pneumonia out of the mech. Not long as Elko with the resets. War with a desperate swap over on Lucio. The slide comes on through the recall. And an even better time bank by 21 seconds. But they do get it over the time bank. And with how different these point A's looked, you gotta think Guangdong has a bit of an advantage here.
Oh, I definitely do. I think any sort of hope or momentum that was built by the Sayoris for that attack just instantly got erased. I think they're feeling kind of down. You know, they're maybe in the dumps a little bit, and it's up to the Tigers to close us out. You know, after, like you said, a very I just noticed this space capsule.
They've called it out both times.
I know, but I didn't know where it was. Like, I saw it in the promo images, but I wasn't sure where it was. Now I see it. But yeah, Zenth kind of forcing our hand into the finals MVP discussion. I mean, he was already there, but I mean, like, maybe tipping the scales into his favor. I don't know. What are you thinking?
It's hard to say no, especially after the last 2 maps. And we gotta keep in mind, you know, Elko has looked really good on the Cassidy on this Genji as well. But Zinth has taken Neptune head on in the Far battle in the skies and has come out on top a very, I'd say, majority of the time. That's kind of what's most impressive so far. But again, the map isn't over. Match isn't over. But we do have Shitty Fish calling out, Zarya counters D.Va! So they win, you know? But it also doesn't have the Red Cat can just kind of, again, do this bunny hop up and down up on the cart here and not allow really any progress. If they don't charge up Pneumonia, it's going to be really hard for him to get Red Cactus away from here. Again, just walking around, trying to get something done here. Force out a bubble.
Both bubbles.
Pneumonia low, Pneumonia 0 HP War as well. Red Cactus can't lose out on this mech though, as Neptune with the focusing beam will take that mech down. So a bit of an overstay from the tank, and that could be easily punished coming up here.
Yeah, I don't really know what the Zarya pick is. I don't know if that was a call by their team or if he's just kind of like, I know what to do, guys. No high ground presence, not really much energy to be farmed. I don't know.
Neptune building up towards this. Duplicate very quickly. Hard try to lose on Immortal Field as well. Zinth forced to recall. Huge cooldown advantage right now for Shanghai. As they're trying to push under the overpass. War's Ice War falling low. The pulse lands from
Oh
Zinth.
my goodness.
3 quick kills.
Mamma mia.
And now it's just Neptune. If there's one man you want, it's going to be him, but Elko shuts him down. And that cart, 40 meters now separate Guangdong and the Ryan Boondor Trophy and being our Season 5 champions. And yet again, Zinth opens it right up with that huge pulse bomb.
Switching sides.
Goodness. Not much.
Initiating
I have to say it. What are you thinking with the Zarya pick? Like, what goes through your head there?
Zarya counters D.Va.
You did so well with the D.Va though. That's how you remember how you got there, you know? Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
ready for
You ever have a dream that when you you ever
Yeah,
have
I
a
don't
dream
know.
that when you so now you're looking at it. Pneumonia back over on the D.Va here. Obviously heard your calls for the Zarya. But Red Cactus...
The Zarya was
Red
working.
Cactus going to start again on this Winston. There's back on this kind of hard dive. And again, it feels like you're just one pick away. One Elko slash, one Zinth full clip, you know. You're just...
Yeah, that's all that's separating you and the trophy.
4 million named after you, not after me. Suck it. But again, back on this BAP dive look, which looked very good for them. Their first go around. We'll see what they can do. Can, you know, MVP favorite, Rookie of the Year favorite at least, Neptune, bring us to a map 5 with a hold. It is still only 1 minute in the time bank, so nothing is guaranteed. An early jump up on the high ground from Red Cactus, forced to retreat for now. Pneumonia still has the booster, still has full DM, ready to engage. Neptune trying to build towards anything here. I mean, the cart is still moving here. Elko low. Does get out, and now we're at the 60-second mark. Nothing really happening so far. Polk falling low, might be forced to recall here early. But speaking of low, Red Cactus with the ultimate immortality field will be kept right up and healthy. But Tommy Slat first to go down. Elko now no help, or Pneumonia no help on the cart, and now no support for Shanghai. And that might just be it. There was some magic in the Guangdong Magic Tigers. We send our worst basketball players, and they send us their best Overwatch players, as Guangdong are your Season 5 champions in a 4-0 sweep over the undefeated Shanghai Sayoris.
Play of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I did expect a quick match. I didn't expect this quick. I mean, 4 map wins in this barely, you know, if you take out the pause on King's Row, I'd say it's like just over an hour. Pretty wild. But yeah, I mean, let's not forget both teams, very impressive run. Both of them were undefeated. However, the Guangdong Magic Tigers obviously looked much more capable, a lot better in the finals. And I mean, everyone stepped up. I don't think there was a single, you know, even like close to mediocre performance. And the difference maker was just, I think the Tigers just played. I mean, not to, you know, bring up last season because obviously a bit of bias there, but kind of a similar story. You know, you've got at least one of the best DPS players in the league, right? And, you know, obviously favored in that matchup. And you saw Zinth kind of just upset Neptune. Like, he literally played better than him on most maps. I mean, that's just objectively speaking. I don't know if you want to weigh in on that, but...
Well, it's not up for us to weigh in on that. How about us go ahead and send it over to our fabulous desk, who've been waiting patiently for their time to shine. Any final words before you send yourself off, Corey, or are we going to head right on the desk?
No, go to the desk.
Well, for your casters and your producer, Ivan BOON1E, stay safe, stay healthy, have a great rest of your evening. We'll send over the desk and Paninii to break this match down.
Are we live? Oh, let's go. Congratulations again to Guangdong Magic Tigers for winning the series. Grand Final Season 5 champs, Guangdong Magic Tigers. So, guys, I think we have the unenviable position of crowning ourselves a match MVP. So what are you guys thinking?
That was very dominant grand finals. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of
Absolutely.
people were expecting this to be close. I think the general consensus is that the Sayoris were even favored, so the fact that the Guangdong Magic Tigers swept is shocking. And
Yeah.
I guess this is the first time that two lossless, I guess is the right word, two lossless teams have met in the grand finals. Guangdong Magic Tigers will stay that way.
Yeah. First, I think lossless team, right? Or has there been one? Maybe in the past.
Marshmallow Monsters, yeah.
Oh yeah,
We talked
that's
about that
right.
earlier, yeah. The other team did have Sonic Ronic on it, the GOAT.
Yeah.
The only player to have 2 lossless seasons.
What a
Damn.
goat.
Crazy,
Um,
actually.
So yeah, like who are you guys thinking for match MVP? I know that we had a lot of big guys, big performances from every one of the Magic Tigers. So
I think the DPS line for the Magic Tigers went very hard tonight.
yeah,
I think
Yeah.
like in every single matchup, they felt like they were just the better players tonight.
Yeah.
Like Elko was popping off like crazy. Zinf was popping off hard on the Pharah.
which
I will
was
say the
crazy
back.
'cause
I
I
will
was,
say
I was
the
gonna
back.
say, you go.
You can go.
Everyone kind of like agrees that Neptune has been kind of the most dominant DPS player this season. So like the Magic Tigers able to get the upper hand over Neptune is just a huge dub for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think honestly, like the communication, like it felt like the Magic Tigers communication was like way better than the Sayoris tonight. And
Yeah,
I
just
think
really good.
I think Elko is like a big part of that. Like I know on the Brawlers last season, he really helped with our communication and fight planning. He's a big part of that, and he definitely is on this squad too. I'd give
Yeah.
my MVP to Elko.
I think that's fair. I think not only from what we see in the game, see how much he pops off, but I know that he's a huge leader on this team, both in terms of comms and just in terms of the overall vibe. I think he is probably the cornerstone piece of the Magic Tigers. But that being said, I think all other 5 players on the Magic Tigers did play really well today.
Yeah,
Across the board.
yeah, it was very crazy. Like just like being able to be able to win basically most fights during like every single map was pretty crazy, you know?
Yeah.
Like I think they what's it, a 2-0 at the beginning for
Yep.
yeah, which was very like kind of being able to, they did swap a bit later on. They played like the comfort comp at the beginning and then kind of were like, yeah, we can do other stuff also later on, which was very interesting, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they started with the Ramatra kind of comp, which is kind of the bread and butter, and kind of swapped to like Doomfist later on. I think later they swapped to Diva, kind of
Winston,
just to
Diva,
like
yeah.
counter. Yeah.
Yeah, so you want me to get Elko in here?
Nick.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's silence, okay.
Maybe they had a bad day.
Oh,
You just left!
did
He
you
didn't want to get dragged.
Did
I
you
got
not
him in here,
tell
he
him?
said... No, I normally make it a surprise, because they go like, whoa!
So
I'll DM
one
him.
sec. Yeah.
Yeah, and I gotta give another shout out both to Wrecked Cactus and Sonic Chronic, because I feel like in terms of the SR, like especially like Wrecked Cactus on tank coming in the season, I think was 3,300. I think he played super well today. He's been like one of the most consistent players on the team when like going to the season. I know a lot of people had questions about how he's gonna perform on tank. Like we all know he's a really good DPS player. I mean, at the same time
Yeah.
too, like Sonic Chronic, it's like in terms of SR, he's like one of the lower players on the team, but like across the board played very well today. So here, let me get Elko in here. I think he is ready now. Hello,
Hello?
Mr.
Hey.
Elko.
Hello, what's going on, guys?
Congratulations on your first Aurora Grand Finals win. How's it feeling?
Thank you. I'm very happy. I'm very excited about how today went, and yeah, I'm happy to win. It was really like cool to come into the league and like have a different accomplishment like each season. Like getting Rookie of the Year and then MVP and then winning is like something I'm really proud of. So I'm very happy.
I didn't even think about that. I knew you won MVP last season, but that's crazy. Also, going from your first season to your most recent one, both times playing with Wrecked Cactus.
True. I mean, I didn't play with Rick Cactus last season, but it was
Yeah.
season 1 and 3.
Um,
I love playing with Eric, so it was a pleasure.
I mean, I know a lot of people going into this. A lot of people were really high on the Sayoris. They thought they were gonna play really well, probably gonna win. So, were you guys going in this like scared at all, or were you still pretty confident based on how your season's been going? How are you guys
Okay.
feeling going into the game today?
All right, so if anybody on the team was scared, I don't know about it. We didn't talk about any of that or the way we felt or anything. Everyone like seemed pretty confident and stuff. For me personally, like I'm the type of person who like I spent the last 3 weeks worrying about this, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I've been thinking about this for a long time. So when I got up today, I basically had already done everything I needed to do to like prepare and be here to play my best, and so like I'm just like supremely confident when I show up.
Yeah, I feel like the way you guys have been playing this season, not losing a single match, I think you guys
Yeah.
got reason to be confident.
Yeah, I'm very
I think
happy.
going into this, you guys probably knew about like the comps that they ran. I'm sure you guys knew, especially Neptune playing the Doomfist. Did you guys make any adaptations for it, or were you guys still just focused on playing what you were comfortable with?
We did spend some time in scrims, preparing some comps and counter swaps because of like we weren't necessarily anticipating like specific comps, but I did know like okay, Pneumonia likes to play like Ram, Doom, and
Queen.
Neptune likes to play Pharah. Oh wait, sorry, did I say someone's name wrong?
No. You're
Okay.
good.
So like in that aspect, like we kind of had a discussion about what counter swaps we would plan to make. Like they ran a Diva on Dorado, which we didn't expect, and like a Flyer Mercy, Echo Mercy. So it's like we needed to swap up the Ana there over to the BAP. I guess it just so happens that like a lot of the heroes we're playing are just like the heroes that our teammates are most comfortable on. Like having to swap off Ana and Dorado is actually like a huge benefit because Hardchar likes the BAP more anyway. So they didn't really like force us to make any major adjustments at any point.
Yeah, I know at least in the desk VC we're a little confused why Harchar was running the BAP instead of the Ana on Dorado, but you guys made it work really well, so
Yeah, but there's just nothing to need there. Like we I don't know, and the same also in scrims like we do like playing on a Brig, but a Brig is just her place in the meta has just been so crap recently that it just worked out for us to just like, I mean, we ended up on Brig in the end, but like, yeah, playing Comfort was just the way for us tonight, I guess.
Let me think, what else? Oh yeah, coming out of the first attack on Dorado, I know that they full capped on you guys with a minute left. Like, how are you guys feeling coming out of that? Were you guys worried that you were gonna drop that map, or?
We knew that we needed to play for time. Like, I mean, I thank you guys for your comments about my comms, but like that's a point in the map where I'll try to like talk to my team, be like, okay, like we got a short amount of time, like we need to do this or that, like make this type of adjustment. So I guess like I try to take any anxious energy I have and like do something about it, like direct it into like helping my team or something. But like I think I'm probably the most anxious person on the team because everyone else is just like talking like trash, like I don't know, like obviously respectfully to ourselves, but it's just like they just don't have a care in the world. They're very confident players, and like I'm very happy to be playing with them.
Yeah.
I have one question. Kind of because of like the random patch notes showing up, the surprise patch of just tanks randomly like changing. Did that like? Did your team like do anything to like change anything, or just kind of like, all right, these characters are now buffed, kind of?
The biggest problem that the patch gave was probably just the question of like Ram was still gonna work out for us since there was a bug with him. But
Yeah.
like ironically, the patch kind of buffed a lot of the heroes we like. In my opinion, the Pharah change is kind of like a buff. Like we're basically getting old Pharah, but with a better conk, more health, and faster rockets. So it's like that was only good for us. Like Synth plays a lot of Pharah. The Ram got buffed. That's really good for Derek who likes Ram. So actually, yeah, the patch kind of just made us feel more confident, I guess.
did it was like, oh man, let's go.
Yeah,
Type deal, yeah.
yeah, exactly. Waking up and seeing what they did. I mean, okay, like from a general perspective, I think it's kind of bad for the game, but for the finals tonight, I'm very happy about it.
Use every advantage they give you.
Exactly.
Muffin, I believe there's a question that you always like to ask too.
Oh man. Okay. The pizza one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite pizza and why is it pineapple, my guy?
Okay, I remember this question.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still throwing it in again.
Okay, it's not pineapple. I like, I don't know how to say it, Nepalese pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Neapolitan.
Is that how you say it? Well, that's like, I mean, that's the same, like, base word, but there's, like, a specific area called, Nepalese or something.
There is a Neapolitan pizza.
Yeah.
There's also a...
Oh,
like,
Nepalese.
I like Neapolitan, yeah. I like, just to keep it simple, like, tomatoes, some salt, some basil. Cook it at, like, a high temp. Get the crust, like, dark. Okay, nobody asked, but, yeah, that's my favorite pizza. I like to say
Okay.
unless there's more questions.
Hell yeah.
I do want to let you know, I did do some research. So Napoli is the place, right? The adjective to describe something from Napoli is Neapolitan.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay.
So they are the same thing. I didn't know that, actually. That's crazy. Naples, I think is what it is.
Oh, fun facts. Let's go.
Let's go.
Is there any other questions? Otherwise, I got some stuff I'd want to say.
EJ, would you like to give the El Clasico?
Sure. If you could choose anyone on your team to be MVP instead of you, who would you choose?
I'm going Derek again. For the same reason as before, basically, just because it's their first time competing on a new role for them, and they won the championship. Like, how much better can you get than that? Basically, didn't lose the entire season. Actually, yeah. I mean, we've already had this discussion, but like ever since that first map loss, Derek has not given any maps. So yeah, definitely got to give it to Derek. Very consistent player, both in game, like with their skill and also like their mentality. So yeah, gotta give it to Derek.
And then you said you had something else you wanted to say too?
Yeah. I just want to give a shout out to my friends who are watching. Thanks for like supporting me and stuff. And then to everyone at Aurora who's still watching, like thanks for being part of the community. I think it's really a fun place to be and stuff. So, yeah, I guess that's it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
GG's, by the way. Ni hao.
Ni hao.
Ni hao. Ni hao.
Anyone have anything else before we end it for the day? No? EJ?
No.
No? Okay, I guess they don't. I think that just about does it. Congratulations again to Elko for the Grand Finals MVP and for Guangdong Magic Tigers for winning the Season 5 Aurora Overwatch Clash Finals. Make sure to stay tuned, everyone. I know we got a lot of big events coming up, especially the Olympics coming up this weekend. Yeah, other than that, everyone stay safe, stay healthy, have a good rest of your night.